Typically, men do have higher rates of unemployment. They do jobs that we call are more, let's say, pro-cyclical. Say they work in manufacturing or construction, and when the economy is down, they lay off more workers, say, than like nursing. So they tend to have jobs that are more sensitive to the business cycle. But what's interesting about the data here makes this sort of he-cession a little unusual and maybe even potentially more worrying, is that we're not seeing yet super high unemployment in manufacturing. Construction's elevated, but I wouldn't say it's at recession levels. But we are seeing a lot of the unemployment coming from retail services like department store work and food and hospitality. And that's interesting because men and women work in that industry in equal numbers, but we're not seeing the huge unemployment spike for women in those fields. We don't know exactly why that is. I'm working off a theory that it could be that there are a lot of reports, and we do see a split in the data. Well, no one's losing their job, there is less hiring. So if you're a man fresh out of college and you would maybe try to work in, say, data analysis, which also has elevated unemployment rates, but nothing crazy, then you would go for that job, but they're not hiring. So maybe you'll work as a bartender instead until something comes along. In the meantime, we see these retail hospitality. Other people have noted they did a lot of hiring right after the pandemic because, labor market were really scarce. They might be hoarding labor. So they don't want to hire anyone now. So maybe you're a man, you finished college, you thought you were going to be some sort of data analyst somewhere. They're not hiring. So you're like, all right, I'll just be a bartender for now. And they're not hiring either. That might be why we're seeing such high unemployment in retail services, but not really anywhere else.